Okay, so I started learning canine nose work through Canine Nose Work, and I absolutely love using boxes to have a consistent stimuli in the environment for dogs that, for all dogs, but especially those who are unconfident. So this is some examples of Avalanche, and Avalanche is the game that the dog has the newspaper, and there's lots of bits of food in the newspaper, and he has the control of whether to pull that down onto his head or over him or not. And there's always bits of other food around that are easier to access. I don't want to force the dog into a conflict of, if they're really too scared, having to go in and do something that they're really scared about. And that there is rocking the boat, just a big old box with an uneven base. And it took us ages to get Fly comfortable with rocking the boat. So I love how he goes in and he goes, oh, this game again. And he walks away, and then he thinks, no, hang on, I haven't died yet. So I'll go back. And he goes on in there. And there's several bits of food in there to make it nice and worthwhile for him. And I think I actually, because he stays in there, because he has in the past just jumped straight out if there was no food, he stays there. So I decide, I'm just standing off to this camera side, I decide to lob a bit of food in there as well, just to reinforce and strengthen the fact that he stayed there. I thought that was fantastic. So he's done his rocking the boat, good boy Fly. Now he's on to Avalanche, and this is something that we're working on at the moment. He's a very sensitive little guy, and this Avalanche is definitely a game that's been created for him, and it's been useful for so many others. You'll see that he goes around. Fly's the sort of dog that goes and gets all of the easy bits of food first. He'll put himself in a situation where he's a bit uncomfortable only if he has to. I always, if I've got a search and I'm using a primary, I always have some getting puzzles, so the food being harder to get, to give dogs an option who really like to use their brain, and I also have easy ones for them to get as well, because I don't want to put the dog in conflict to, if the only bits of food that they can access are because they face a fear. I don't want to sort of force them into that. I want them to know that they've got the choice. So I'm really happy with this. There's his next one. Now the box that he puts his feet up on here is on the concrete. I didn't have it secured on the rubber, which would have just given it a bit more friction and wouldn't have moved. So that was too uncomfortable for him. So I'll have to set that up again and make sure that that's a more stable base for him. So he's a big Avalanche coming, and I love the fact there that he held on to that bit of paper, because in the past he definitely would have let it go and sort of run away a little bit. So yay for nose work!